gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. Three little birds. Hello everyone. Who is joining me? I have just come up with this solution. I don't know if it's gonna work. We were supposed to be live on YouTube, but YouTube gave us a bit of a problem, a bit of hiccups. So I had to improvise and come to Facebook Live. So this is the first time I'm doing a Facebook Live. Woohoo! Hopefully it's all gonna work. If you are here with me or not, I'm gonna wait a few minutes and see who's joining me. Who is here with me? Who is here with me? Okay, Rayoni, awesome, welcome. I'm just gonna wait for all the community, everyone. We were gathering together on Facebook, and suddenly, on YouTube, and suddenly YouTube kind of did funny things to us. I'm just gonna call the community now. Okay. Maggie, hello Maggie. Tonya, woohoo! Great. I'm gonna move this chat to this room so I can actually see you here. I wanna see the chat in front of me. All these logistics, all these things that we need to do in these days. Oh my God, so much technology. And this got to do exactly with what we're doing here today. Hello Viv. So I'm just gonna spend some fun time with you until everyone kind of join us. I just called them all on YouTube to come here. I said it a few times already, I know. It's just been such a hassle, a bit annoying, but hey, we've got to work with what we've got. That's what it's about. It's about like just make the best with what you have and keep on moving forward. How you doing, guys? How are you? I'm here to talk to you today a bit about I'm here to talk to you about the full moon in Scorpio that is coming up on Thursday, and I'm also here to talk to you about the shift that happened today with the moon nodes, and I'm also here to talk to you about all the other alignments which are taking place. I'm just gonna copy this link and share it so people can actually join us. Where do I do that? Okay, I have no idea. I've never done Facebook Live before. This is all new. But okay, until everyone will come, I better start. So today is Tuesday, the 5th of May, and today at 3:48 p.m. I'm just posting it on Patreon. Okay, there we go. Done. All right. So today at 3:48 p.m. the moon nodes have shifted from Cancer Capricorn, where they've been over the last 18 months, into Gemini Sagittarius. So until today, over the last 18 months, since November 2018, the north node of the moon was in Cancer, and the south node of the moon was in Capricorn. And now that we are moving to Gemini Sag, the north node will be in Gemini, and the south node will be in Sagittarius. And that will take place over the next 18 months, which means that all the eclipses that we are going to go through are going to happen on this axis of Gemini Sagittarius. Now, that's just a bit of a tone shift in the background. because the last 18 months, this eclipses axis was all about security. Cancer is emotional security, and Capricorn was about practical security. Now, with the south node of the moon, that represents the collective past, and the north node of the moon represents the collective future. And so there's a journey going on there with what's from the past need to move, to break down, to be released, and also what's from the past is actually blocking us and stopping us from achieving that future collective point of the north node, which is emotional security. Ooh, we can look and see exactly what happened over the last year and a half with the south node of the moon.
How are you doing up there, Abba? Doing good?
Yes, I am doing very well, Mali. Thank you. This is the new form of communication. It's got to do with it as well. Gemini. What is Gemini? Gemini is ruled by Mercury. It is about communication, commerce. It's about quick thinking. It is about processing, reflecting, expressing, communicating, socializing.
You Abba?
Just a second. Yes, Mali, I'm live streaming now, so I will talk to you after.
Okay.
And so the thing with that is that now that over the last year and a half, we all had to face what is in a Capricorn past of the structure of our life, of boundaries, of restrictions, of limitations, of control, of boundaries. What was the set of the structure around that from the past that blocked our way and prevented us from achieving the emotional security in Cancer of true connection, of nurturing, of feminine love? Cancer is ruled by the moon, the feelings, the emotions, how we want to feel, how we want to be. And so that was the journey around that. And so we've seen how over the last year and a half, especially over the last few months, we had a massive breakdown, or the beginning of the breakdown, of the old structure of Capricorn, of the old system, the old rules, the old boundaries, the old way of law and order. We all had to close our businesses, work from home. Basically, it kind of changed the entire structure of our life. You can't go to gym, you can't go to yoga, you can't go to sound healing, you can't go and get a massage, you have to be at home. You have to develop new structure to your life. And that, as that happened, it pushed us and forced us to face the blocks and to unblock all those inhibitions from the past in order to achieve this new state of emotional security. So here we are, all at home with our beloveds, learning how to love ourselves again, how to be with ourselves, how to spend time with ourselves, how to recreate the bond in our families, in our relationships, in our connections, how to be happy and to feel beautiful even if you're at home all day long and there's no one to look at you. You can look at yourself in the mirror. That was the last year and a half. Now that they're shifting to Capricorn, Sagittarius, basically that means that we are now moving into the understanding, the planning, the communication, the research, the findings. Oh wow, I didn't see that all of you joined us. Kelly's here, Muncie is here, Claire, Shane, Jessica, Gree Robinson, Guy, Myra, Yelena, Anne-Marie, Michelle Knight, Laura. Thank you guys. Sorry for the hassle of bringing you from YouTube to here. I have no idea. I've been working on it since 12. This is exactly this shift into Gemini Sag. Okay, so now we have the South Node in Sagittarius for the next 18 months and the North Node in Gemini for the next 18 months. Now Sagittarius, optimistic, kind of the long vision, the long goal, the long plan. Sagittarius, he likes to kind of shoot to the stars. He likes to see the positive future horizon, and to be the most opportunistic, and to create good fortune, and those kind of energies of expansion. Yeah. um, Sag is ruled by Jupiter, so Jupiter and Sag are similar energy of that kind of magnifying, expanding. Let's expand. Let's kind of visualize a whole new future, but it's the South Node, which means that the way we over the next year and a half, the dynamic is that we're going to have to face blocks in our long-term vision that we want to see in the world and we want to be, um, by acting through the North Node of Gemini. Now, the North Node of Gemini, Gemini is the quick thinker. It's the trickster. It's like, you know what? I don't know if I like to go to a trance party, so I will go to a trance party. I'll be there for a few minutes, then I know if I like it or not. If I like it, I stay. If I don't like it, I go. Check it out. Die. See you later. Oh, you know what? I don't really feel like going to this corporate conference, but you know what? I've got nothing to lose. I'll go. You go, not for me. See you later, everyone. Bye. So Gemini is kind of changing his mind very quickly. He likes to communicate. It's like a day trader on the stocks. You know, stock market is Gemini and Mercury. Stock market, trade, commerce, business, negotiations, agreements, discussions, conversations, socializing, connecting, communicating, perceiving, thinking, analyzing. So this is going to be an interesting dance over the next year and a half of, oh my God, we are birthing the age of Aquarius. There's this great awakening. We're going to create a new future. Da 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 da. And that's this big vision. But in the meantime, day by day, a lot of things are happening. So you're going to have to use this Gemini. You have to think quick. You have to be on the ball. Okay, this doesn't work. Let's try that. This doesn't work. Let's try that. Part of all this dynamic means that the last time we had the nodal axis on Gemini Sagittarius was October 2001, a month after 9/11. And what happened there? Sagittarius rules flights and overseas travel. And suddenly we had restrictions with air flight traveling. You know, back then after 9/11, you had to take your shoes off, you had to be tested, examined. Since then, we have all these scanners in the airport, there's more restrictions. You can't just take everything you want like it used to be. No liquids, you know how we used to take bottles of shampoos or whatever, now you can only take that amount. So that's what happened last time, okay? Because the trade world, Mercury, Gemini, the trade world has been, you know, disaster with 9/11 event, and that also created a big movements in the market back then. And so here we are again facing a time of stock market crashing, Gemini, Mercury. We've got what happened yesterday, 2 days ago on Sunday. Warren Buffett, one of the biggest gurus of financial investments, have basically announced that he is gonna on Monday morning sell all his shares in air flight companies. Now we're talking about big money. Warren Buffett is a very big money man. He was owning, I think, over 10% in one of the American air flight company. He had a big long-term Sagittarius plan of purchasing that air flight company. But suddenly this situation came and he realized that he can't hold on to it because it's all crashing. So as he did that on Sunday, it was expected that Monday is going to be a crazy day in the markets, and so it did. Air flight companies' shares just crashed. Oil kept on crashing. Stock market crashed again. And so we are seeing that there's a lot of this Gemini Mercury movement in the markets, in the trade. Also, we are all not capable of working the way we used to work, to make our money the way we used to make our money, to do trade and commerce the way we did in the past. And so that's the Gemini North kind of thing. We're going to have to come up with new solutions. We're going to have to get used to the idea that we need to bring our businesses home. We have to work online. We have to change the way we communicate and connect with people through online, through camera and microphone and live streaming and community. We're going to have to get used to the fact that this is how we are going to kind of need to adjust over the next 18 months of this axis, because the long vision, the big, beautiful vision that you had, Sagittarius, sorry, it's now not valid for a while, and you're going to have to adjust it. And if you're going to keep on holding on, all right, so Healing Delight is this year celebrating 10 years. This is the year when everything started to look much better than ever before. We just kept on growing and growing and growing. We had events booked in for our space for the entire year. Many facilitators heard about us, wanted to come. There was big vision of doing big celebration for the 10 years. But suddenly, this thing happened. And so if I would have held on, it's like, oh no, I still have to do it, I will basically be blocking my path. Instead, I've used this Gemini Mercury. I went and quickly created the lighthouse. I went and quickly got the equipment that I need in order to be able to talk to you, to connect with you, to basically make a living. And so this is how I make a living these days. And if you wish to support us and to be a part of our community, you're most welcome to join us. There is a beautiful community growing and thriving. We are doing lots of fun things like this live stream. We are communicating daily on our Telegram live chat. We do sound healing meditations on new moons and full moons. But the bottom line is, like, this is the time where we are going to need to rely on each other. This is kind of like Uranus in Taurus as well. You know, it's like we're coming back to basic. Sagittarius, Gemini. No longer far overseas traveling, overseas meetings, going to Sydney for a corporate meeting, coming back, going to England, going to this. That's not going to be valid for a while now. And when it will be valid, it will be very different than the past. And so you need to understand this situation is not going to be kind of back to normal. You need to adjust. So you need to, over the next 18 months, you need to be embracing more quick thinking solutions. Go find out if it's for you or not. But if you will sit there in your meditation and you will just do this vision board and visualization and think about how to manifest it, it's not going to happen. You're going to have to go and actually try and see if it's for you, if it's right for you, if it feels right for you. So, you know, deliveries. I put some notes down. Deliveries like Mercury, you know, it's like a whole new way of trades. So we've got, where was that? Gemini ideas, information, speed, online business, mobility, day by day, short term, deliveries. It's kind of like in this coming 18 months, it's all we're going to have to take it day by day and just find solution. Most likely we're going to have to find innovative, versatile ways for an income, to have a job, maybe even a few jobs. We have to be very diverse. We have to quickly adjust and quickly master things. This time with Sagittarius in the South Node, it's less time of going now and doing a degree for 3 years in order to be in a 3 years time from now in a place you can do something. This is more with Mercury and Gemini in the North Node. This is more, I need to get some kind of apprenticeship or some quick course, something that could actually give me quick tools that I can actually operate with right now, right? So for me, for example, I had to quickly download the live streaming softwares and the equipment to quickly understand how to do it. I had to go and watch some movies and download how to do it properly, and here I am doing it. Okay, so this is kind of the nodal axis. We can go on and on and on about it, but this is pretty much about that. Now, this will be until January 22. So this means that air travel, overseas travel, might be restricted in that form for at least the next year, if not more. It's also very cool to make that connection to 2001, to the Twin Towers, because that will give you kind of an understanding of how can it be basically taking form. Now, the other aspect of all this time is that, oh wow, more people join us. I'll just say hello to everyone. Michelle Morocchi, Grace, Rob, Mel, Mandy, David, Odd, Marine, Maddie, Steven, and Holly. Woohoo! Welcome everyone. Lots of love. Yeah, baby. So, get used to it. This is the new reality. We need to adjust and we need to be quick. We have to learn quick. We have to act quick. We have to think quick. We have to come up with solution. This live stream was planned to be on YouTube. All day long I worked on the fact that it will be on YouTube. As soon as we started, buffering, not working, quick thinking, what can we do? Someone said, Instagram said, oh, you know what, let's go Facebook. Okay, here we are on Facebook. We're doing it on Facebook. This is what I mean. We need to come up with solutions, quick thinking, processing, analyzing, great. Go with it. So that is quite a big shift, okay? And that happened today at 3:48 p.m. So take note what happens to you now over the next few days and see how it can give you a tone, okay? The other thing that is important to understand, we have started May. Today is the 5th of the 5th. May is a big month. There's going to be a lot of retrograding planets in May. We already have Pluto retrograde since the 25th of April. Now on the 11th, we're going to have Saturn retrograde. On the 13th, we're going to have Venus retrograde, and a day after Jupiter retrograde. Now, the fact Venus and Jupiter, both of them are the beneficial planets. They are the ones that brings us the beauty, the money, the abundance, the love, the connection, the good fortune, yeah? When they go retrograde, it's kind of like good luck is not really moving forward. In order for us to achieve that good luck, we need now to go introspective, to review, to replan, to see how we can manifest good luck from this, and then we'll move on. And so, as the planets go retrograde, from now until late September into October, Saturn will go direct on the 29th. On the 29th of September, Pluto will be on the 4th of October. And so, in general, what we can perceive from that is that it's really cool to know that when Saturn entered Aquarius, it was on the new moon in Aries, and on that day, on that night, on Sunday the 22nd night, Saturn went into Aquarius and governments came out with a lockdown. And that is perfect, yeah, because Saturn moved into the new future, to the new world of Aquarius. So it goes like, okay, everyone locked down. We need to understand what we're going to do in this new future because the past is now just jammed. Give us a moment, stay at home. Then on the 11th of, when was that? On the 11th, that was, I wrote down that date. I forgot that point. But right now it will be interesting to see, because what you can see around the world is that slowly government are easing up the restrictions. They're easing up the lockdowns. Even if not directly in action, you can see that there is more of kind of talking about it. There's more cars on the road. There's a bit more people outdoors. It seems like there's a bit of kind of energy of like, oh wow, there's an ease up. We're opening up. We might have that kind of a wave of an ease up, some fresh breath, some we're going back to normal. Not. That will be short-lived, most likely maybe into June, July max. But as we come into September, October, yeah, we're gonna have like, we can't specifically nail the time, but what I'm trying to convey is that we're gonna have a bit of an ease up now, probably level 2 maybe. We're gonna start kind of feeling a bit loose. We're gonna get out a bit, kids back to school and all this da-da-da-da-da. But then most likely there will be a second wave. Almost like inevitably there will be a second wave. And then that second wave with all the retrograde planets, we expect it to be everything a bit more intense again into the big shift. The big shift will happen in December. So all this year, I said it many times, all this year is one big portal. There is a Hopi prophecy, beautiful, it's called the river. And it says, there's a very strong river coming in right now. And if you try to resist it, it will tear you apart. All you need to do is just to swim to the middle of the river, keep your head above water, and look around to see who is around you. Who's your relations? Who is in your environment? Know your garden. Know your relations. Know the earth. Know spirit. If you have no connection to spirit in this time, it's going to be very, very tough for you. But if you have spirituality in your life, if you have spiritual foundations in your life, you're going to be better. So this is really, in general, the process of the Great Awakening. Big awakening. Now, Abba is here too. Lenya. Hello, Lenya. Paolo, hermano. And so, the biggie is that we have a super full moon in Scorpio on Thursday night, 8:45. Now, super full moon, usually a full moon is a time where everything comes up to surface. Culmination, release, letting go, emotions, feelings, everything comes up. When it's a super full moon, the moon is the closest to the earth, magnitude is stronger, which means that the emotions are stronger, which means that the process of release, of culmination is stronger. But then when you add up the Scorpio, Scorpio is a water sign, Scorpio is intense emotions, Scorpio is intensity, Scorpio is the depth, the underworld. Scorpio is a lot around the secrets, the lies, to discover the hidden, to dig deep under, to find what is really there that we didn't know about. With Scorpio is very much relating to power and directly linked to sexuality, to intimacy, intimate feelings, intimate emotions. And so with this full moon in Scorpio, this might bring up some old things, old deep processes that needs to be discovered and revealed to yourself and to others. Secrets might come out, all kind of things around betrayal and misuse of sexuality and power. The underworld of the soul is basically coming up, and when we look at the world, you can see the evidence for that. So that's another important note with the super full moon. But the thing with that is also, Jupiter is together very close with Pluto all this year. Yeah, so Jupiter was together with Pluto. The first time it was on the where was my note? Oh, I can't find it right now. Okay, so they have 3 conjunctions. One was in June, and there we go. The first one was in 4th of April, second one 13th of June, the third one 12th of November. So that means it's like Jupiter passed Pluto first time, 4th of April. Now on the 14th of May, Jupiter will go retrograde, and he will meet Pluto again on the 12th of November. On the 13th of June. And then he will move back, and then he will move forward again, and he will meet Pluto on the 12th of November. Now Jupiter-Pluto is considered to be, in astrology, the millionaire aspect, because Jupiter magnify and expand, and Pluto is power and wealth. So usually a lot of millionaires have this Jupiter-Pluto in their chart. Now, that means that this might bring an opportunity for some people to accumulate wealth, to accumulate power, to accumulate success. It can also be the opposite, that you could basically find yourself suddenly in debt, with a lot of obligations to taxes, to all kind of default. It's indicating that the classic thing that is going on in economy of default of governments, financially the financial system, the economy, default of corporations, debt, all these things that are happening. You've got, businesses closing down. You've got a lot of stock market crashing. You've got a lot of movements in the global economy. You can see that something big is brewing. And what happened when the government is struggling financially, and the banking sector is struggling financially, and the corporate is struggling financially? They still eating steak, top class steak. Who's gonna eat less tofu is the people, because at the end it comes down to the people. It's about taxation. It's about like, oh, everyone, look, let us first bail the big corporation, the big money, because they are friends. They've been working with us for years. Don't worry, we're gonna take care of you. Just apply for your job keeper and job seeker process that takes forever and has many documents, and you need to go through many levels, so we can get some more time that we can bail out the big money while you are still applying for your $500, $600, $1,500. You will get it at the end, but it will take time. I still haven't got it, but I'm still being demanded to pay my bills and rent, so that works well. Thanks to my community, I can still basically provide my life. That's a bit of a rent. But it's upsetting, it's upsetting because a lot of people in the low class are really, really struggling. People in the mid class are struggling. And if Warren Buffett is in, financial kind of loss, then he's struggling too. So even the higher class is now struggling. But the bottom line is, when all these things is gonna keep on unfolding, the government's gonna basically have to, they're gonna tax us on the money they're giving us. And, many people with rents of businesses are in this constant limbo of, do we need to pay, how much we need to pay? And then some businesses got full for free rent by positive and awesome landlords. Some people have to face a bit more greedy landlords that care about themselves only and don't see the others, and they will be taken care of as well by karma, by the universe. But that means that some people finding themselves in a situation where they need to completely figure out what they're going to do financially, how they're going to run their businesses, what they're going to do with their businesses. So there's a lot of that kind of Jupiter, Pluto that are still together in this time. It's also excessive power. It's in Capricorns, governments, yes? So governments, we saw how government had to use more power in order to kind of enforce the lockdown. In some places it's better than others. I mean, Australia, we're doing pretty good because we are a community that's kind of working together for the betterment of all. In other places, you could see abuse of power of police people beating and bashing civilians in America, in all kind of places. In Lebanon, you had, over the last 5 weeks, the currency crashed 60% down. People were burning the banks, basically. You could see banks going on fire. So there's a lot going on in the world. Now, another important thing to know is that Neptune is squaring Venus right now. So we're having a full moon in Scorpio, revealing the secrets, bringing up the shadows, corruption of power, abuse of sex, abuse of power, all these things, right? On top of that, we have Venus. She's in Gemini, which is Venus in Gemini. She wants to socialize, she wants to meet, she wants to connect, she wants to communicate, but she's restricted. She can't. We're at home. Now in Gemini, so we are all, the Venus part of our life, we are trying to understand how we're going to keep on maintaining our health, how we're going to keep on maintaining ourselves financially, that's Venus, how we're going to keep on feeling beautiful, even though we can't connect with others and get that feedback, that reflection. How can we get more pleasures in our life if we can't get a massage, for God's sake? We can't even go to yoga, we can go and sit in a coffee place for a coffee, right? So it's kind of like we have to figure it out. So what do we do in Gemini with Venus? We do it through internet, through communication, through online, through live stream, through technology. So that's beautiful. But now Venus is scoring Neptune. Neptune in Pisces is ruling Pisces. So Neptune is the illusions, the deceptions. It is the vision, it is the dream, it is mystical, it is spiritual, it is healing, it is magic and alchemy. But there is a lot in the heavens, in all these alignments, that basically we can all probably resonate and relate to it, that it's kind of this big quest of what is the truth. What is real, what is not real? What is real news, what is fake news? What is true, what is not true? And this full moon is going to bring up a lot. And with Neptune and Venus, we have to be very, very, very careful these days. We have to use a lot of discernment. You can read a headline and you might convince yourself that it resonates. And there is so much conspiracy theories these days. And I said that many times, you need to understand that conspiracy theories have some truth in them, but they are not the truth. The truth is the never-ending search. We never find the truth. And as soon as you think you found the truth, you already fell into a new illusion. And so, use a lot of discernment. Don't believe in anything. Take what resonates with you, but don't believe the whole concept. It's like, okay, that's how you make an omelette? That's cool. But the bottom line is that omelette you make by breaking eggs on a saucepan and shaking them before? Okay, you do it by adding more milk and that spice and that herb. Oh, that's nice, but that's not for me. I like my omelette like that. I'm going to make my own omelette. That's what I mean. Download the information, because with this full moon in Scorpio, you actually might find, and now with the moon nodes in Sag and Gemini. How cool. The moon's in Sag and Gemini, Venus is in Gemini, Mercury rules Gemini, and guess where Mercury is right now? Together conjuncting the Sun in Taurus. Venus rules Taurus, Venus is in Gemini, Mercury rules Gemini, Mercury is in Taurus. So there is a big emphasis right now on the way we communicate, the way we express ourselves, what we read, what we see, what we listen to, what we digest, what we take in, what we don't, what we believe in, what we don't believe in. But you might feel the urge to dig deep. You want to dig deep. So suddenly you're going to go into WikiLeaks, and you're going to go into all the links of WikiLeaks, and you're going to start going on this YouTube kind of down the rabbit hole. And you're going to go from one conspiracy to the other conspiracy because you want to know the truth. Fair enough. We deserve to know the truth, but it's a process. It's not going to happen today or tomorrow. And, it's just enough for you to scan the news and see, China is saying that America did it. America is saying that China did it. The Americans saying it's the Chinese scientists that were in Australia. The Australians saying it's the American sportwoman bicyclist that came to China. And they all just messing up with us. They play with us like that. It's so easy to play with us these days. Here we are on Facebook. One of my least favorite platforms, I'll be fully honest with you. They have shadow banned me so many times before. They have blocked me so many times before. Every time I expressed something they didn't like or didn't fit their narrative, I was blocked. I received warnings. I will pay promotion, and the promotion will just basically will get nowhere. They won't even use my money. They've done so much to me that I hardly hear. And so in this moment, I'd like to apologize to all of you who are commenting or sending me messages on Facebook. I am hardly here. I try not to be here as much as I can. I invest most of my love and attention to my community on Patreon, on Telegram, and if you want to join us, we would love to have you with us. This is basically my new way of healing the light. This is the new kind of way we have to be. And so if you could show support, that would be greatly appreciated. I've put some links in the description of this live stream. You can just have a look and follow it. Wow, so many more people join us. Amazing. Who did I miss before? Anya Paulio, Libby, Heidi, Bonbon, Julie, Sonia, Sarah, John, and Ursula. So yeah, love you all, guys. This is so nice to be able to come at you and talk to you. And there's so much I want to share, and there's so much more I want to do. Um, but it just takes time to develop it all. There's this taking care of all the admin. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. We're all doing it, right? So all these Gemini, Mercury, Venus in Gemini, all these things. I don't know what about you, but we are finding ourselves in an ongoing process of emails, of filling up documents for the job keeper, for the job seeker, talking to the accountant, talking to the landlord, talking to the real estate, on top of learning the new softwares, the new platforms, what to do, processing the business, how to change the business, how to adjust, what can work, what cannot work. It's just a journey. We have to be patient and we have to accept that we are all doing our best. Some days it will be amazing, some days it will be okay. So don't be too hard on yourself. Part of this is that we also need to bring back community. And so we will find ourselves more and more as we dive deeper into this period of time that we need to start developing our own barter system. We need to develop our own kind of communal economy of, hey, I grew some parsley, I have some extra parsley, you grew some potatoes, let's swap. I'll give you some parsley, you give me some potatoes. So I heartily recommend you all to start growing your own food. Start growing some food, and if you live in a one-bedroom apartment, it's not an excuse. You can go to Bunnings, get yourself a $1.50 plastic bucket, fill it up with organic soil, put some organic seeds in it. It's very simple. We do celery juice every morning. Celery can cost a lot, so the last 2 weeks what I've started to do is that instead of just breaking the branches of the celery, you just chop it 5 centimeters from the bottom, chop them all. You remain with the kind of bottom bulb, and you simply put it in soil. And it's amazing. I'm fascinated by it because it's already growing. So the celery will grow from the middle. It's amazing. Try it. And so right now I'm still buying celery. But potentially in 3-4 months I'll have my own celery, which is great. So you have to come up with these solutions. A bit of tips. Uranus is in Taurus, disturbing the way we used to make our living, finance, economy, revolutionizing our life, the way we live our physical reality, and much more is expected down that pipeline because Uranus is in Taurus until 2026. So we've got a long journey to go with that. And so you want to make sure that you are being very responsible financially and making real adult decisions. We got a taste of the new world from the 22nd of March when Saturn entered Aquarius. This is the taste of the new world. Business is gonna change forever. The way we used to do business change forever. The way we used to interact and work change forever. Because Army, for example, won't be able to accept 30 people of you into a room packed with mattresses and blankets and pillows and cushions and all. No, there's no way. There will be regulations, there will be health, there will be all kind of things. So when we go back, if we go back, I might have to see 10 people only with 1.5 meters, 2 meters between bed. I don't know what else they will ask us to do, but we'll have to adjust. So I am aware of the fact that the way I've developed Healing the Light over the last 10 years to be a space, a physical space for a community to come and connect and do sound healing journeys, that is distorted right now. That is disturbed. That is dismantled. And so we have to reinvent ourselves. And so, with tips, with all this kind of North Node moving to Gemini, anything that is online is going to do well. Anything that is about deliveries is going to do well. You need to think like, what will be needed? Where can you walk? Forget about the ego of the past of who you were and what you used to do. It's more about, okay, the landscape has changed. Where is my place? And if you sit back and do the Sagittarius South Node, you'll find yourself there, blocking your potential, missing the opportunity. You have to be on the ball. Just go and try, go and try, go and try, figure out, try that. Working, yes. Not working, drop it. And that's what I kind of wanted to bring you. Full Moon in Scorpio, expect over the next 2 days intense emotions, oops, intense emotions, intense processing, revelations of the hidden, of the secrets. Oh, I believe it's going to be very juicy on the media. Yeah? Gemini is the media. We're going to see some bombastic headlines. You know, there's this joke going around that, like, a few days ago, the US Navy released footage of UFO. We're saying, like, yeah, UFO are real, everyone. You can start believing in UFOs now. It's no longer belonging just to the weirdos, hippies that seen them in the desert of Texas. They are for real. But because they saw this virus noise, nobody's even paying attention. Oh, the government says something about UFO. Never mind. How many people died today? You see? If you are someone that sits and watches the news every day on the TV, you are being hypnotized. If you're someone that digest your information from Facebook fake news outlets, you are being hypnotized. And you need to understand that. You need to take your sovereignty back. You need to take your mind back. The big war that is happening right now is an intellectual war. It's a mind control war. They're fighting for our attention. They're fighting for our perception. They're fighting for our vibration. Because when we think a thought, it's not just in your head. In these days, it's already been measured. They can measure your thoughts outside of your head. And so our thoughts basically make up our reality. Our perception make up our reality. And if I can convince you to believe in certain truth, and at the same time I can convince 100,000 other people, then I've basically managed to inject the narrative that I wanted to promote into many other consciousness, and then I can manifest that. That is how the light and the dark manifest in their way. And so please, be responsible for your mind. Be responsible for your thoughts. Don't watch too much crap. Don't believe anything you see. And don't get too busy with the stories they tell you every day. This is a big process, bigger than us. A lot is going to unfold further and further. And so we just have to take it day by day. When the problems come up in our day, we need to come up with solutions in our day. And we're going to work it out. So expect some rise of the full moon. If you want to join us on Thursday, I will basically post the full moon sound healing meditation, which I record here, edit it and mix it up in my studio here, and I post it to our Patreon community. If you want to join us, support us, that will be awesome. And then you can get the meditations, journey with us and meditate with us. But regardless, Thursday 8:45 p.m., Thursday evening into your nighttime, put your intentions out there. Intentions of releasing, of letting go, of any deep hidden pains, fears, upset, worries. There's heaps of them right now that you can hold on to. You know, it can be about you discovering secrets and lies from, you know, your business partner or from your life partner or your relationship. But it can also be that you will discover something inside of you that you didn't know about before. You didn't realize that that's what you do to yourself. That's how you sabotage yourself. That's how you hurt yourself. And so be aware and see what's going on for you. And this is a real time to really think carefully and responsibly about your business, about your work, about your job. How can you adjust? So that's a super full moon in Taurus, in Scorpio. The moon nodes shifted today. We spoke about Venus square Neptune, a lot of illusions, fog, confusion, game of smoke and mirrors. You don't know what to believe, what not to believe. If you'll be too much in your logical mind, you might kind of lose the plot and go nuts. But if you just connect with your intuition and trust your gut feeling and just process in the moment and go for it, you'll do better. The other thing that is happening is that, sorry, I didn't talk about Mercury with the Sun in Taurus. Here comes Mercury, again, communication, understanding, perception, thought. We are processing something. And he's meeting the Sun, the soul, the I am, the essence in Taurus. Taurus is about physical reality. And notice that Mercury comes together with the Sun right now, 2 days before the full moon. So there's a message coming in. There's something we need to realize, something we need to understand. It's almost like someone tap your shoulder, it's like, and then you look, it's like, hey, that's what I wanted to tell you. So today is this kind of, hey, pay attention, I'm bringing you a message. Something that's got to do with your physical reality. Something that's got to do with your finance, Taurus, with your safety, security, stability, Taurus, with your pleasures, with your sensuality, with your sexuality, Taurus. So Taurus and Scorpio are the opposite, yeah? So here comes the message in physical reality that is going to stir and trigger a process that is going to come up of a culmination 2 days from now exactly on the full moon in Scorpio. It is 8/11, so yeah, exactly 48 hours from now, the full moon. So yeah, notice the inner process inside of you. What have you been processing today? What have you been thinking about? What has been going on? Not just today, yesterday and tomorrow as well. It could bring a bit of, things, communications. With all this intensity of Scorpio full moon, it might be intense emotions driven conversations, so make sure that you are facilitating it in the right manner. Don't let things go too bombastic, because Scorpio is kind of, it's almost like it's tough and it's strong and it's powerful, but inside it is actually super sensitive. And so we need to honor that. So the fact that the sun is with Mercury right now and you are listening to Ami, who is a Taurus, communicating and conversing to you through Mercury, right? Internet, social media, live stream, words, verbal expression, and here I am giving you an insight. That could very much be the Mercury conjunct Sun event for you, coming from a Taurus. And here I am giving you the update on what's going on. And a lot is going on. The last thing I want to say is that Chiron in Aries, the wounded healer, is in opposition with Juno, the goddess of marriage and union. Marriage and union, not just love, woman, man, woman, man, marriage. Marriage union can be the union you have created with your business partner, with your work, with your persona, with your identity. So Chiron is the wound in Aries, always kind of processing the insecurity, the wounding, the pain, why me, no luck, da. With Juno, the goddess of marriage and union in Libra, she's searching for the balance in her unions. She feels this wounding playing with her, this constant insecurity is kind of coming up, while Mercury is with the Sun, the communication is loud and clear. But Venus is with Neptune. It's a bit foggy, it's a bit confusing. I'm trying to understand what's happening to me, what's going on, what should I do, what should I feel, how and what and when and why, So be very easy. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of like this very confusing times. It's very intense times. It's full-on times. And in the big picture, in that Sagittarius South Node, we are birthing the age of Aquarius. But right now, we're in the destruction of the age of Pisces. And so that's why we see the entire world falling apart. That's why we see economy falling apart. That's why we see stock markets falling down. I've been telling to people for 2.5 years that my intuition is that real estate is going to have a massive correction. And 2 days ago, Elon Musk tweeted out that he's selling all of his physical properties. And he put 2 houses on the market already. When you look at these people and you hear Warren Buffett selling his shares in flight companies, Elon Musk selling his properties, these are big money people that secure their money in these long-term investments. And those are the people you need to look at what they do in this time to understand, because they are kind of ahead of the herd. And if Elon Musk is selling his property now, and in Manhattan there's been a massive decrease in property sales over the last 6 months to a year, then you need to be ready. What can you do? How are you going to do it? Could you pull through it? Could you still own your property and go through a massive correction? You need to understand a massive correction could be anywhere between 30% to 90%. That's what Bitcoin did. Went from 20,000 to 3,000. 90% down. Healthy correction. It sounds intense, but it's healthy, because that will create the momentum for the next wave. So it's not that real estate is going to vanish, no. But real estate, very possibly, just like any other market, is going to go through a correction. Everything moves in waves. Stock market are there. Real estate is there. And it can't go forever. It's now doing that. And after it's going to do that, just like the circle behind me on the mandala, it has to go that. And it will come full circle and rise again, right? But be aware. You need to be quick. You need to be a quick thinker. If you need to sell, sell it now. If that's your decision. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just giving you my intuition, my astrology, my insight, my personal opinions. God forbid, I do not wish to have the responsibility to guide anyone financially in this time. Sometimes I find it hard to make decisions for myself. But who is doing very well in these days? Bitcoin. Who is doing very well in these days? Gold. I've been saying it for 2.5 years. Who is going to do very well very soon? Silver. It's at the bottom. You know that silver is in the lowest price in 5,000 years? Amazing. Something I've learned, silver and gold started from the Egyptian Empire. That's where it started from. And ever since then, silver never been as low in the ratio to gold as now. Usually it was like 4 to 1, 10 to 1, 70, 80 to 1. Now it's 112 to 1. It's nuts. It's way beyond scale. So there's a lot of manipulation here. Never mind. We're not going to go there. But you should consider researching about silver, because it's hard to buy gold. It's very expensive, but silver is very cheap. You should do some homework and consider Bitcoin. You know, there's a reason why our dear Facebook, who are hosting us at this moment, are working on their own cryptocurrency, because they know what's coming. World governments are working on their own digital currency that is based on the technology of Bitcoin. At first, they're gonna basically tell us to use government digital currency because cash is dangerous. It can transfer viruses. Perfect excuse and reason. And so we are moving to sci-fi, if we like it or not, and it's gonna happen very quick. You know, and so all you need to do is you need to realize, don't take these terms of depression or recession. It sounds very negative because there is a challenge involved. We know we're going to go through some hardship. Even the government is now saying, some officials, I've heard yesterday a professor for economy saying that it might take us 2 years to get out of this. Hopefully, put it like that. But the bottom line is, even in Great Depression, people made money. Even in recession, people made money. You just need to know where to be, what to do, at the right time, at the right place. So do your homework, get into research. From now, for the next 18 months, the North Node is in Gemini. You have to be quick thinker, process, analyze, make decision, go and try it, like it, stay, don't like it, go away. But take your own due diligence, do things responsibly, and make things happen. Don't wait there waiting for a miracle to happen. Don't wait for the government to save you, because they might help you a bit, but they're not going to save you. Don't wait for anyone to save you. You need to save yourself. You need to help yourself. So get going, you know, even if you're at home. Don't just like, okay, you know, when we go back to level 2, I'm going to go and look for a job. No. Prepare yourself. Be ready. Be ready for the next stage. Don't waste this time. Go and do some quick course. Get qualification in something. Get to know how to do e-commerce, shop online. How can you transform your business online? Think like that, right? You need to come up with solutions. And so be gentle, do your best, and every day move a bit. There's a lot going on, but we're in this together. I know it's starting to sound like a cliche by now because it's been abused like anything else, but it's true. And we, the people, we have to come together. We have to support each other. We have to empower each other. We have to remind each other to smile and to love and to keep our hearts open and to have a positive vision for the future, knowing that, as the prophecy of the Hopi says, we're in a very strong river. You can't resist it. Do not even try Do not try to make sense of it. You're wasting precious time that you can use in order to know how to navigate yourself in this fast-going river. Now, we're on this river, and it's pulling us very strong. And ahead of us, there is a waterfall. And we can hear the gush of the water crashing. And you start to feel that adrenaline. It's like, oh my God, there's a waterfall. What can I do? I can't do anything. I can't resist. Oh my God. Freak out. You're going to do worse than ever before. Fear, you're going to be basically frozen. You just have to stay cool. You have to trust this process. You have to do your best in your best ability. And then you have to surrender. You just have to surrender the result to the universe, to God, to spirit, whatever you believe in. And know that falling down the waterfall is going to be nuts. It's going to be freaky. It's going to be like, woohoo. But after we crash down into that new place, we'll start a new river. And so, before the waterfall, look ahead and see that down river that goes into the horizon. Try to see that, where it's going, so you will know after you drop the waterfall and you'll be in the water, you won't be able to see the long distance as you can now see from the top of the waterfall. So you're kind of like, okay, surrender to the river, you can't do anything but keep your head up, look around, who's around you, who is with you, who is with me here, all these beautiful people. Lyndon join us, Dana, Shirin, Shihu, Batchen, Kali, you are here with me. This is what we need to know. Who is here with us? Who are we with? Who are we connected with? Okay, cool. So, looking at the horizon, storm is ahead. This was a taste of the future. Saturn entered Aquarius, the new future, on the 22nd of March. Here is the taste. Lockdown, quarantine, no more business in the shop, no more buying, no more purchasing, stay at home, do your yoga online, do meditation online, do your own business online. Just stay safe, be safe, we're going to get through this. A taste. Now, Saturn is going to go retrograde. Okay, everyone, let's go back to normal a bit. Let us work out some things. Don't fall asleep on your guard. It's not going back to normal. It's going to last very short while. Because then, Saturn will move direct again. So the reason why Saturn is going back to Capricorn is because he forgot something. Reminding you, this year have started with Saturn-Pluto conjunction on the 22nd degree of Capricorn. That was on the 12th of January. That is basically initiated the tone for the entire 2020, for the decade, and for the 33-year cycle of Saturn-Pluto. So we are just in the beginning of it. Now, basically on that day, the storyline was the High Judge Saturn have met the Lord of the Underworld, the Mafia boss, Pluto. And on that day, Saturn made the ruling. And he told Pluto what is going to end and to die, and what is going to be rebirthed, evolved, transformed. It's just a second, I have a zip. And so, whatever is being left standing, Saturn is now coming back, Pluto is going back, Jupiter is going back, and all of them are coming back to the same 25th degree that they were a few months ago. So all the energy that we experienced in January, February, March, they moved on, and now they are all going back for one more big doof session. And in that session, it's like, hey, that building is still standing. Put some dynamite, TNT, blast it. So, Saturn is going to make sure that anything from the age of Pisces that was not in integrity, that was corrupted, it will be taken down. From the smallest person to the biggest person, to the biggest corporation, to the biggest money. So, this is a big karmic time in human history. And we're going to experience the biggest redistribution of wealth in human history. This is no joke. This never happened before. Until now, there were local currency going up and down by thousands. Thousands of currencies were invented by time. I recommend you to watch the movie The Secrets of Money by a guy named Maloney. He did a very good movie there. And he explained that every currency that was created have ended in zero. None of them lasted for too long. But until now, currencies were localized. So first there was the Spanish currency, then that faded, and the Portuguese currency came up. That faded, and the Netherlands currency came up. That faded, and then the English pound came up. Then that faded, and the American dollar came up. But the difference is that since the 70s, since the dollar was created basically, but since the 70s mainly, we have moved from gold-backed currency that actually had value, meaning, the first dollars that were printed had on them valued by a certain amount of gold. So for every dollar that was printed, there was gold backing it up. But that is a long time ago out of the picture. So the dollars we have in our hands right now is backed by absolutely nothing. There is nothing backing them up. And that's why the governments can print trillions of dollars. And that's why the government can, and all the governments of the entire world are printing a lot of money over the last few months. And that is very bad. Because what that means is that there is more in circulation, which means that it loses value. And so you need to understand that the fact that we're all receiving money is going to come back in our face with a slap, slap, slap punch, because we are most likely going into hyperinflation. We're most likely going to have prices going up while money value going down, massive unemployment. I know it sounds a bit doom and gloomy, but hey, sorry, don't blame me. That's reality. I'm just the delivery guy. And we just need to be ready for it. Not to fear it, not to be scared of it, just to be ready for it. And so, I believe secure occupations in this future, in the near future, deliveries, agriculture, blockchain technology. If you're interested, in the blurb of this live stream, I've posted the links to a genius guy who created an academy for blockchain programming. If you're interested, if you're inclined to know these things, blockchain development will have a lot of work for the next at least 10 years. And probably the better paid jobs will be in blockchain technology. And so please do yourself a favor and research a bit about blockchain, about Bitcoin, become aware, understand what it's about. It's not about money. It's not just about like, oh wow, Bitcoin is going up, we're going to make lots of money. No. It's about understanding where are we going. Bitcoin is a technology. Bitcoin is a whole new paradigm. It's not just about money. It's about decentralization. It's about a whole new system of governance, a whole new system of functioning as a society. It's so revolutionary. It's such a Uranus in Taurus. It's unbelievable how Uranus in Taurus it is. And so I'm basically fascinated, and I recommend you to just go and have a look. So blockchain. If you want to study it, go into that link, into the academy. He's a brilliant guy. You could get a qualification, certificate, everything through him. If you need links to how to get into Bitcoin, if you're interested or whatever, I've posted a lot of affiliate links. That will be a nice way for you to support me. If you use the affiliate links, they will give me a tiny bit of a bonus for connecting you with them. So there's links for exchanges there, for wallets, for broker, for taxation software, for whatever you need that I've got, I'm offering it for you. So yeah, trust the future, but at the same time, do not fear the past that is breaking down. And just make sure you are maintaining your healthy vibration. Make sure you're maintaining positive thinking, positive projections. Don't get stuck with the problems. Be solution orientated. Einstein once said, every problem has a solution, for if there was no solution, there wouldn't be a problem. So you found a problem, good on you. Move on. What's the solution? 1, 2, 3. Try 1. Walking, good. Not walking, move to 2. Walking, good. Not moving, walk to 3. Gemini. I think that's enough for today. We've done quite a bit, quite a lot. Who has joined us? Joanne, Rachel, Sanjay. Hello, Sanjay. And Michelle and Rohan. So thank you all, guys, for joining me here today, for being here with me. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope I made some sense in all this kind of crazy amount of data that is flowing around. And please, one more time, if you can support, please join and support us on Patreon. The link is below. It's www.patreon.com/healingdelight. You can become a part of our community, and then immediately, as soon as you join in, you get a 15-minute light body activation sound healing meditation. You get exposure to all the posts that were made until now with lots of information, insights, connections, guidance. You get the last full moon sound healing meditation, which I've released to all our community. You've got a live Telegram chat that is daily being updated with information, with insights, with connections, with people sharing. Community. We are creating a community. So in this time, a lot of it is you need to find your community. Where do you belong? Where is your tribe? Where is your family? And if it's with us, you're most welcome. We are a beautiful family of loving hearts, of kind people that just want to help each other and look at the positive side of life and elevate and uplift the vibration and make sure that we are keeping our vibration up, because that is our main job in these days. To stay light, to stay love, not just in the yoga studio, not in the meditation studio, at home with yourself, to meditate, to connect, to send. And if you need to connect with someone, connect through social media, through phone call, Don't sit and say, I'm lonely, I have no friends, I'm depressed, I'm suppressed. Reach out. Reach out. There will be people who would love to talk to you. And if you also need some healing work, some deeper healing work, it will be my pleasure, my honor. I offer online healing sessions where we run the session on the phone with a remote distant healing. It will be my pleasure to help you. And hopefully, in the near future, we could at least see each other for a hug. But until then, I'm sending you all my love, and I'm wishing you a beautiful day. A very healing super full moon in Scorpio on Thursday night, exactly 48 hours from now. Don't pollute your mind with too much conspiracy, and don't ever convince yourself to think that you know the truth. As soon as you know the truth, you are further away from the truth. And truth is a temporary journey, ongoing journey, to find the highest truth. So, take it easy, people. Intense feelings, emotions are coming towards us. Secrets, the hidden, betrayal, lies, abuse of power, abuse of sex, abuse of money. This is all the Scorpio. A lot of Mercury, a lot of realization, communication, expression. And next week we're going to talk about all the retrograding planet. So, I'm wishing you well. Stay positive, stay loving. Take your vitamins, take your chaga tea, put your chaga mushroom tea. When we ease up to level 2, do not let your guard fall down. Make sure you pump your immune system and get ready for winter, because winter is coming. Okay? And I've been saying it for a while. You need to be ready for winter. You need to make sure your immune system is built up strong for winter. So, good food, exercise, get out, walk. You don't need gym only to exercise. You can do push-ups, you can do sit-ups, you can lift buckets of water, you can lift your shopping bags, you can go for a walk, go for a bicycle ride. Make it happen for yourself. Come up with solutions. I wish you well. Thank you for joining me tonight. Lots of love to you all. Peace, love, happiness, joy. And I will now end the stream. Hopefully Facebook will allow this to go live. Bye.